Nice.
Whoa, it's very nice.
Cool. How you doing, mate?
Very good.
Mate, how you doing?
All right, thank you.
Hi, everybody.
Hello.
Hello.
That was Dee's little A minor classic rock.
It was classic.
Classic. Do you want to tell your Dior story?
Diver.
No, don't tell your Dior story. What was it today, Dee?
Well, I'm not talking about classic rock.
We are talking Masterworks, aren't we?
We are talking Masterworks today.
I was going to give a little brief history.
Yeah.
Yes,
Oh,
please.
good.
Years ago, I was in Yairi and they brought us some old books. And the word Masterworks was in these old books from decades and decades ago. In fact, they may have used it for a brand to begin with. So it's been around since the beginning of Alvarez.
Right.
Maybe even longer. I'm not sure. I'm not sure if it came from St. Louis or Japan. Certainly that term has been around since the beginning of the brand. And as the brand sort of morphed in different places of production and all that sort of stuff throughout the decades, that one's kind of stuck, and it just basically means today all solid. If you ever see Masterworks on one of our guitars, no matter if it's Alvarez or Yairi or anything, everything is solid wood construction. Artist is solid top, Regent is laminated, so it's very simple.
So we've all got Masterworks guitars here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What we've noticed is the demand for all solids has grown hugely. And I think it's for several reasons. We present them at a fairly affordable price point. And I think with the internet and explaining differences and more people come into guitar, especially these days, and then eventually just wanting the benefits of all solid wood.
Yeah.
I think it's, we've just seen massive demand for all solids, which is great because they are better. Obviously, budget is very important. It's probably the most important thing is budget, because when you go buy a guitar, it's like anything in life. It's like you have a budget, but you actually want that one, right? Whether it's a car or a carpet or whatever, I don't know. Everything seems you want the expensive things, but or plectrums.
Topical.
25-mile plectrums, Timothy. I tell you what. Before I get into the benefits of or how you get that tone, what do you get as a player? Because you've played everything, and
Character.
character is a
what you
great
get
word. That's a great word.
That's what I get, and I think most will get from an all-solid guitar. They have their own personality more than something with all laminate or laminate back and sides.
And what does that character do?
If you got tone and character, as soon as you pick the instrument up, you are going to play better. And it's, to be fair, and it's true, you should be able to make any instrument sound like you, or you should be able to play any guitar and make it sound good. But nonetheless, it's nicer when the guitar helps you along, and it's an easier process.
That's nice.
And I find that when you have an all-solid guitar, you aren't having to do any fighting for tone. It's coming quicker. And that's not to say, we all really like one of the Regent models, for example, is all laminate. Great tone.
Recorded nice.
Recorded nice, great tone, right? But when you have an all-solid guitar, you have that. Plus, as it ages in its own way, right? And they age better, and they sound better as time goes on.
That's a good point.
Interesting. I was going to ask a question about the other aspects of it as well, because presumably not just about the wood. There's better hardware. What characterises a Masterworks from, say, an artist series?
That's a great question. I don't know if it's just us, but certainly you'll have read a term or heard a term, hand-selected woods. What we do, and probably what others do, when you get further up the cost scale, obviously you're using better materials. So we try to use great quality tops on everything because it's really important. So when you buy wood, say you buy A grade, and you probably buy thousands of them, within those thousands, there's all sorts of different qualities. There's like a low A, a medium A, a high A. Sometimes you get 2 A's in there, all depends. So what we do is we buy a grade, and then we go through that. We actually pay extra to be able to choose the A's that we want. We will hand select all the woods. Same as 2 A's and 3 A's. So on Masterworks, you're going to get a better top.
And does that come down to sort of like the way that the grain goes, the silking, stuff like that?
It's, it's more on the quarter. So quarter sawn wood is stiffer. Certainly tighter grain, stiffer. Aesthetic of it is important. You want that nice, creamy, you don't want too mineral lines and too wide a grain. Not that that bothers me as a player. I have to say, when I see some things that some people say, a lot of it doesn't bother me. I think if a guitar feels right and sounds right, I'm not as big on aesthetics as some, but I understand some people want a very clean top, and that does often mean. But it doesn't with Adirondack. You can get great, really stiff Adirondack tops that do not look pretty. It's a wider grain and it has more colour in there. What that does in building is, say if you have a 3A top that's perfectly cut on the quarter and it's really stiff. So when you grade tops, you grade them for what they look like and how stiff they are. You know, when you flex it in your thumbs, you can cut that thinner because it's stronger, it's stiffer. So we cut Masterworks tops slightly in the thinning sander. We sand them slimmer than Artist Series tops.
And that's giving you more tone, right? Tone in the kind of
So it's
brackets.
heightening flexibility.
Yeah.
Back to that marriage of strength and flexibility, of strength and vibration. And it's just because it's strong anyway. It's stronger. Or it's stiffer, I should say it's stiffer. You cut it a bit thinner. Hopefully you're going to get more activity out of it. Harnessing that with different bracing. And then you get into the all solid, real all solid. So yes, we do use better components for Masterworks.
Right, okay.
Better raw materials, better hardware.
Are the bridges different?
We use ebony bridge pins on Masterworks. You can actually hear how hard they are, I think, because they're very, very... Bridge pins are important. You can get we should do a thing on bridge pins. It's like people use metal and copper and steel.
Yeah.
You know,
there was a guy I knew that he was a luthier.
Yeah.
And I loaned him. He loved this old Alvarez. I mean, it must have been probably an Artist Series from 10 years ago or something, right? And it was a parlour. And when I got it back from him, eventually, it had either copper or something, bridge pins in.
Yeah.
And he was like, look, this makes all the difference to the sort of tone of the guitar. I never even thought about that as a
yeah, we should
I've got a
maybe
set
try.
upstairs.
Have you?
Yeah, we could put them in a guitar, like two of the same, and
Try it out.
and try it out. I don't like them at all, but
Do you not?
that's just my personal preference. But
Me
yeah.
too.
I like the look of them.
I think ebony's good. It's wood. It's tough. It's
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, we use different components, but then better high quality tops often cut thinner, they're stiffer, and you're getting really, really lightning response out of our Masterworks. Like, I've tried to explain this before, it's really hard, but when you're strumming or you're picking on your right hand, you know, there's no delay on guitars that you can, but somehow some guitars feel softer. And I would even use the word slow. It's just not there. And I think certainly something with the direct coupled bridge or bi-level bridges, I just think the response is instant, purely instant, which is important.
Yeah.
If we get the backs and sides, so we had our discussion about what backs and sides and different hardnesses and all that sort of stuff. I've got some tops and stuff coming over. We'll dig deeper into that. Laminate backs and sides. You've got a piece of a middle wood in there, which is generally not high quality hardwood on laminated guitars, and that does not deflect or reflect the note like solid wood does. So when you've got activity coming from the strings and the saddle and the top and all of that stuff going on inside the sound box, obviously it hits the sides and the back and it comes back and there's all that sort of energy going on that eventually makes it out the sound hole. It's just a higher quality return from solid wood, and there's dampening going on from laminated wood, and it's just the clarity is not there. However, as we know, you can get great sound in solid top guitars. You can. We make them as well.
Absolutely.
And I've played others, it's like, whoa. But I think Tim nailed it. There's a character to all solid. There's an articulation there that you can't replicate. And when you truly listen to the guitar, and if a guitar pulls you in and that drawing in because it's characterful and just nice.
Yeah.
That's, I think, what you get from solid wood. It draws you in. There's lots more, especially the way we brace guitars, there's lots more overtones and things going on in the voicing. It's just like really colourful, and you don't get that colour generally from laminated construction.
And as you look after them, if it starts sounding good, it's only going to get better.
Yeah.
You look after them correctly. I've got an MD60, the first guitar that I ever got from Alvarez. I immediately got it. It's like, this is nice. Took it on tour for a month, like played it in lots of different places, and then brought it back, and it sounded better. Now, what's that, like 2.5 years ago? Now it sounds, there are more overtones coming out of it. You play a higher string, you're getting this kind of thing. You can hear it, maybe hear it there on this microphone, like all the overtones. The guitar rings more, and that happens with solid as well. It ages.
They age great.
And
yeah,
they
they get
age
better.
well, and they
Get better with age.
It doesn't get worse. So if you look after it, it gets better.
Yeah, they respond much more clearly to the body size. So you get an all solid dreadnought. It's like, you know, it does what you think a dreadnought should do. It's a piano, you know. And then you know, in a grand auditorium, you get those more slightly more clarity, and you get the trebles coming through. You get to an all solid parlor, you just get more of that bark, you know.
Yeah.
And it's just like great bluesy sort of tone. The notes are rounder. I always use that term, like round notes. You know, it's hard to like to describe it. They're just robust. You know, they're just like the notes are really complete. So Masterworks, if you ever see one of our guitars and we see that word, it means it's all solid, and you know they're worth the upgrade when the time's right.
Nice one.
Thanks everybody.
Cheers, guys.
Thanks.
See you later.
Goodbye.
See you later.